Hey, Mama!
That phone call changed the life for Toledo native Tycen Anderson, drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals in 2022. Before he was a Bengal, he was a Rocket. Before he was a Rocket, he was a Titan. And joining us in studio is his former head coach at St. John's, Doug Pearson. Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
So you mentioned that Tycen was on your last team before you left the Titans.
Yeah.
Talk about that group and how special it was to have him a part of that.
Well, I knew that group was special when they were freshmen. My first day they showed up, 48 guys in the weight room as freshmen. And every one of them was 5'10" to 6'1", I swear to God. So they worked really hard, and a lot of them started for me their sophomore year. We struggled, and then our junior year we had a good year. And senior year, we were off to a great start, and then one of our best players, Pete McIntyre, broke his leg, played linebacker at Northwestern, so that kind of was a setback for us. But Tycen picked up the slack. He moved over played corner and receiver, 120 to 140 snaps a game, and there's just not enough to say about him.
You mentioned that group was special from the get-go because they were freshmen in the weight room. Probably not something you see out of every freshman class.
No.
But what was it about Tycen, like a moment that maybe stuck out to you where you're like, he's built differently?
Well, his work ethic was incredible. He worked really hard. I like the fact that he didn't just specialize in football. He's a three-sport athlete. Like I said, he's very bright. He really worked hard at his craft. He studied film a lot. I mean, he was just the total package.
Besides football at St. John's, when you think about him walking down the hallways or things like that, what do you remember most about Tycen?
Well, he had a great smile. And I'll tell you what, there wasn't a student or a teacher at St. John's that didn't like Tycen. He was just a super guy, and he was voted the outstanding student one of his 4 years there. And I mean, he's the total, like I said, he's the total package. Ended up at Toledo, which was fantastic. Matt Campbell was the coach then at Toledo, offered him between his sophomore and junior year. And then it was kind of funny because at the very end, Iowa and Michigan State came in on him, but he stayed with the Rockets, and he went on to have a great career there too.
How satisfying is that as a coach of this guy that you saw as a freshman in the weight room make it to the Division I level and it be so close to home?
Well, and one thing I'm proud of is the fact that he was a 3-year captain at UT, and they of course had some really good seasons while he was there. He was an All-MAC player, a great leader, all that thing. I was very pleased with that. I'm very proud of Tycen.
I bet that proud continues into his NFL career.
It does. As
a head coach, how do you feel seeing one of your former players make it to a place that some only dream about getting to?
Well, I've only had a few. In my time at St. John's that make it to the NFL. Jack Mewhort was one of them, played for the Colts. So to see and to know what those guys go through, the sacrifice they make, the year-round training, everything, and then to see them out there on Sundays, it's awesome.
And if Tycen is to hopefully see this as one of the top athletes, you have a message for him maybe?
Yeah, stay healthy next year, kid, okay? Please do. We want to see you on the field more.
And so 20 years that BCSN has been around, you've been here before the era began and afterwards, but to know that Tycen solidified himself as one of the top athletes in these past 20 years, do you think that's accurate? How do you feel about that?
Oh, I tell you what, he's one of the top athletes we've ever had at St. John's. I know that. And in my time in BCSN, and there's been a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones that didn't make that list, obviously, and I've seen them all, But for him to make that, that's really outstanding.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking about Tycen, Coach.
My pleasure.
Well, as you just heard Coach Pearson say, Tycen Anderson, the complete package. And here's just a little bit of his resume. First team All-State for football, a 3-sport athlete at St. John's playing football, basketball, track and field, where he won a 3rd-place medal in the long jump. Once he got to college, he was All-MAC twice, 2nd team in 2020, 1st team in 2021, drafted in the 5th round by the Cincinnati Bengals of the National Football League in 2022. His first 2 seasons have been sidelined with injury, but Pearson saying if he can stay healthy, Anderson will be fine and he will work his way onto the field.